Hi guys, this is Sadik here and welcome to our channel and welcome Farhad to our channel again. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, Sadik. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. So guys, there is a film that we are about to talk, which although was released a month back in theaters, but thankfully it was also released on Netflix just a few days back, rather just yes 2 days back actually, and thankfully it's released on Netflix and it's a very, you can say, epic movie. Not by you can say from a viewer perspective, but literally it's an epic film because it talks more of you can say from a historic, or you can say a past experience perspective. So as you can see from the title, we are talking about Shyam Singha Roy. So Shyam Singha Roy is a film, a Telugu language film. It's more of a psychological period romantic drama film. So it is directed by Rahul Sankrityan, and it stars Nani and Sai Pallavi in lead roles. So before starting this, before going into a detailed review, I would rather ask Farhad to just give a small and spoiler-free synopsis of this film, this amazing film, I should rather say.
So, thank you, Sadik. So, as usual, before I get to the review, I will definitely market my site, Popcorn Reviews. So, you are definitely going to find my review of Shyam Singha Roy, which is on Netflix. The
Oh,
review of it, you will find a detailed review on my site, Popcorn Reviews.
oh,
Sadik, you can leave the link in the description.
yeah,
So, Shyam Singha Roy is a story of a filmmaker who is embroiled in a plagiarism scam, so plagiarism issue,
yeah,
where he's accused of copying somebody's work.
yeah,
And later, the twist in the tale is that, he's been copying his own work from his past life. He
yeah,
was Shyam Singha.
yeah,
So it is a little far-fetched idea, but quite interesting. I mean, the screenplay, I feel the writers specifically have made a little effort to make the screenplay a little believable, though it is far-fetched.
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
there is no logic to that if you go with logic, but it tries to at least tie the loose ends together, is what I
Yeah,
like.
yeah, exactly.
And as you said, it is epic.
Yeah,
Definitely, that is the first reaction I think that I gave on
yeah,
our WhatsApp group, Sadik,
yeah,
that it is
exactly.
an epic.
It absolutely is. So, coming again to this film, even though the storyline it's quite similar to the 70s 80s film we saw. For example, if you remember that movie Kudrat starring Rajesh Khanna, so it also tells about reincarnation, and I think Madhumati also. So there have been
Many films like that.
many films, yeah. But these two three stand out, I think, because of reincarnation and the stuff, like Karan Arjun also, but from a romantic drama perspective, only these two are, films that are actually at times referenced
Good
from
thing
you.
you didn't say Rapta.
Yeah, exactly, Rapta. I forgot about that also.
Don't
Yeah,
say
yeah.
very bad.
Sorry. Yeah. So coming back to this film, even though the storyline is slightly cliched, but what I loved about this film was, I'm directly coming to the technical aspects. Sorry if I'm directly, but I can't, hold on to my excitement because I love the cinematography of this film. The cinematography, the editing, the music. I mean, what else can I say? Because as I said, the storyline is not very innovative, and it's a very typical masala type film, but the film covered all of these things, all of these cliched elements with its superb screenplay. I was glued to it from the very first scene. And I won't discuss about the performances because the performances were really good, so we'll come on that later. But the cinematography, the music, the dance, the editing, all these technical elements was so good. I wasn't really expecting this to be that good, but man, I was blown away. I was literally blown away. And this is one of the main reasons why I've been recommending this to every one of my friends who have access to Netflix and who have interest in, in commercial films. Who have an interest in entertaining films. This film is a pure entertainer. So, Farad, I would take your insight on this. That how have you conceived this film? Our views may vary on this, but I want to know your views on this.
No, not at all. I think our views are same in this case. That I really love the technical aspects also of the film. The music was good. BGM was really good. I mean, that really mixed well with the film. I think even the music, I will take back my words. Music was also very good.
Yeah.
And the cinematography, I think they captured some of the frames very well,
Yes.
the backdrop if it had water in it. So the two of them, the two protagonists, were very well captured in that.
Yeah.
Or some of the dance sequences that were there, excellent. I think Kruti Mahesh was the one who was the choreographer, if I'm
Yeah.
not wrong. So
Yeah.
she, I think, does a brilliant job, and there are a few mythological references in those
Yeah.
dances as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Exactly.
that, I think, were fabulously tapped upon, which I did not expect coming from a commercial film. It is a
Right.
commercial film
Yeah.
at the end of the day. Whoever might say anything, but this is a commercial film.
What really stood out, as I also mentioned about this, was the cinematography and music. I mean, these two elements were very important, and the set design also, because the set design and the the color grading and all these things, they had to be very carefully done. So really hats off to them. And I again want to appreciate Sanu Varghese, the cinematographer, who has done cinematography of some amazing films, like you can say Vishwarupam, and apart from that, he's done for Malik. I mean, which came
Malik
this,
Malik.
yeah, Malik and Introit Punjabar, and he also directed that film. I think
R.
what
Karyam.
Arya Karim, exactly. I
R.
was about to
Karyam.
say R. Karim. He directed R. Karim and Mickey Maya, the musician. I mean, he did a fantabulous job, specifically in those musical scenes in which there was Sai Pallavi and the dancing was going on. So Mickey Meyer has give music for one of my most favorite films, Mahanati, and also Pita Katalu of the
Hmm.
second segment. So again, he
Pita
has,
Katha.
yeah, so he has done such an amazing job. So I think even though this film had many loopholes, I won't say that it's a perfect film by any means. It has quite a lot of loopholes, but because of its technical level, it stood out. I mean, and it has a rewatch value, at least for me. I mean, if I'm told to watch this film multiple times, I think I will watch it, because it is so entertaining, and the technical elements are so good. So heads off. And now coming to the, you can say, performances part, and I want to really want to appreciate Nani. I mean, I became the fan of Nani not because of Jersey, but because of V. That there was a Telugu film called V, a revenge drama film, which came in 2020 during the lockdown. And that
Yeah, yeah.
film also was
I
a
got.
typical commercial film, but Nani's performance in a, you can say, anti-hero role, even though he was, more of an avenger, taking a revenge and all, but the manner in which he performed and his expressions, I mean, cold-hearted. I mean, at times he was expressionless, but man, he stood out in
I
that
remember
film.
his laughter from the film. His laughter
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
was very good.
Man, and even though that film was not at all ahead, I mean, it barely recovered its I mean, its expense and all. But V, for me, it was an amazing film, and I was thankfully I was introduced to Nani, and from that I got to know his amazing films. So that after that I watched Jersey, and I got to know this wide range of performances. So again, heads off to Nani, and now coming to Sai Pallavi, even though she had a very, you can say, a small screen time. I don't think she
No,
got.
no, no. I think she owned the second half. I think she
Yeah,
had.
she did, because you see, she was not at all visible in the first half, because I mean, because of the screenplay and all, but she was there in the second half, and even in the second half she got a role of around what, 30 to 40 minutes. I mean, 30 to 40 minutes, it was a total screen time, that's what I think. But even in those 30 to 40 minutes, I mean, you see the quantity, I mean, quantity to quality ratio, it was 100%. I mean, she gave her absolute best. And I think not even her performances, but her dance. I mean, she has now become for her dances, and it's flawless, amazing. So I want to know your views on these performances and all.
So Nani, I think, was basically in the entire in every other frame. I think in the film, right from first half till the end. I did enjoy Madonna Sebastian as the lawyer,
Yeah,
and Kriti Shetty as
yeah,
Kirti. I really liked her
yeah,
as well. She was pretty looking, nice.
yeah, yeah,
Uh, Here, of course, I mean, I have been a fan of Sai Pallavi since a very long time. I think I had watched her first in Premam,
Yeah,
which is the Malayalam in 2015,
yeah,
and really she showed some spark in that film because it was not a very easy role. You know, it was a difficult part there.
yeah,
From there, recently again, I watched Love Story, which had Naga Chaitanya in the lead along with Sai Pallavi,
yeah,
and then I watched Shyam Sundar Roy, and it was such a she let us silence do the talking at times. So it was so refreshing.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, she was just so brilliant in the film. I mean, it just you could see that there's this actor who's always in control. She was never going overboard, never looking silly on screen, never looking caricatures. Very dignified performance it was.
True,
Very dignified performance,
true.
and didn't resort to any tactics, just to gain attention. Some we do see sometimes that some actors do. They'll give loud reactions like seem out of place, but
Yeah.
here she was always in control. And that last scene, oh, so beautiful. I mean, that you remember that when she was, I don't want to give any spoilers, but that very last scene that I'm talking about,
The sunset
uh,
scene. Sunset scene.
sunset scene, so beautifully she enacted there. Her eyes were talking so much. um, it just although it didn't make me emotional because probably the film was not in that space,
Yeah.
but it was so beautifully shot and so beautifully enacted, that definitely I couldn't take my eyes off her, in that scene. She was really very good. I mean, any amount of words that I say will not do justice to the performance that she has been giving and has given here.
Yes, exactly, exactly.
And
And
Nani was, of course, brilliant only. Nani was definitely, I've been a fan of Nani because he does something so different. He doesn't go overboard again.
yeah, one is Jishu Sen Gupta, who was
Mr.
in that,
Sengupta,
yeah, Jishu Sen Gupta is as that Bengali brother of Mr.
Nani.
Yeah, Nani,
Sham
and
Sundar.
Shyam Singha Roy, and he really stood out. And apart from that, I also wanted to mention the performance of the lawyer Murli Sharma. I mean, he was really good, and I never knew that he's also a Telugu actor, because I've rarely seen a few, of his
Started
films.
doing Telugu nowadays.
Yeah,
He's
and
nowadays doing Telugu.
yeah,
In fact,
yeah,
he's Hindi. He's not doing many.
exactly, because I've seen him in Hindi movies, but then I got to know that he's primarily from a Telugu state. He's from Andhra Pradesh, and he's a Telugu actor. So, and he did a fantastic job. I really loved him as an advocate. And apart from that, I wanted to. I mean, I thought I just forgot about the other actress. I mean, Kirti. Sorry, Kriti Shetty. Kriti Shetty.
Kriti
Kriti Shetty is Kirti. So she did an amazing job too, and I didn't know that she's only 18 years old. I mean, for her age,
Oh,
and
is it?
for yes, she's just 18 years old, and for her age, she's done a fantastic job. I mean, the maturity and the screen presence she's shown, it was excellent. And from the very beginning, her mannerisms, her posture, and whatever it was, really stood out. And when Nani was trying to cast her for a, you know for that short film that he wanted her, so it was really looking like, she is an actress, an aspiring actress that really didn't want to be an actress, but her mannerisms and all was really attractive. So really hats off to her. And I mean, the casting, character development all stood out for me. And now coming to the direction, I mean, I really want to appreciate the director of this film, who is also responsible for the screenplay of this film. So Rahul Sankrityan, I mean, a fantastic job he has done. So he really covered, you can say, a predictable script with almost utmost perfection. It was a very
Yeah.
tough job. It is a very tough job to do a periodical or reincarnation drama, and to do this with such convincingly. I mean, because uh, OTT platforms, and you can say, in the era that we are living in, so we want fresh clips. So if there are no fresh clips available, so people may not be glued to it. But when you see such films, such commercial films and masala films, and you see how convincing they are, so the credit has to go to the director, and if he's also responsible for the screenplay. So he has to be applauded for the manner in which he is able to entertain the audience. So now, before just concluding, I would just we would just like to have some, you can say, final words on this before just signing off from this. So Farhad, I wanted to take your review or your comment for the rating of this film. What would you like to rate this?
So, Sadik, my rating, which you'll also find on my site, Popcorn Reviews, the review of Shyam Singha Roy, you can leave the link in the description. My rating is 3.5 out of 5.
Okay.
My rating is because I really love the second half. Performances, technical aspects were excellent. First half was a little okay. It was good, very breezy, but
Yeah.
I felt the humor felt a little out of place. So maybe, and otherwise I would have given it a 4. But I think it's a 3.5 out of 5 for me.
Okay, so I would go with 4 out of 5 for this film. The reason for, you can say, a slightly higher rating was because, as I said earlier, because of the technical aspects of the film, the background music. I mean, the music overall. I mean, not only the background score, but the music overall, and the set design, specifically in the second half, and cinematography and color grading, whatever it is, amazing stuff. And the editing, the screenplay, and apart from that, the performances. So I really want to appreciate the entire team of this film, which really stood up to the hype. I mean, it was one of the most hyped films in the last 2 months, and I was really happy to see, and I'm glad that such good films, I mean, which are really mass entertainers, are coming from Telugu cinema, and heads off to the entire team. So yeah, that's it from my side. So thank you so much, guys, for viewing our analysis and discussion on this film, Shyam Singha Roy. Thank you so much for showing your support, and thank you so much, Farhad, for being with us. So before signing off, I would request you guys to please like, share, and subscribe our channel. And apart from that, I would also post the written review, which has been written by Farhad on his website, Popcorn Review. So you can read the review on the description box, which is available. So, and you can also view his website, which has got reviews from almost all parts of the world. So you can also visit it. And if you are a film buff, so it would be really beneficial for you. So thank you again, guys, and thank you again, Farhad. So it's
Yes,
time to
sir.
sign
Thank
off.
you. Bye.